Hi, everybody. Welcome to INE ZOOM. I've got my friends here, and we're going to have a conversation and just check in on how things have been going for the past week. And it's a good time for us to reflect on how things have been happening for us, the highs, the lows, the gratefuls, and also to look forward and make some commitments and requests about what we want for the future. Just gives us a time to connect and unwind a little bit. We've got our cocktails with us. We're just going to have a little fun and show you how it's done, and I hope you guys enjoy. But to kick us off, well, I'll introduce everybody. I've got my friend Ann Story here. Ann and I have known each other for a long time, got to work together, and we're at each other's weddings and had a great time. Ann, you want to say hi?
Hi. Hi, everybody.
And Megan, also a great friend of mine, got to work together for a while and just spent some quality time together. I'm missing you guys so much right now in quarantine. It makes me like misty. You want to say hi?
Hi. Thanks for having me.
And Kathy, who has become a fast and furious friend who I've wreaked mayhem and havoc with over the island, but I just love so much. Kathy, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Cool. All right. So to kick us off, you guys good with the structure? We're going to go highs, lows, gratefuls, and then commitments and requests. And Anne, I have you starting us off for what was your high point for the week?
My high point for the week is I feel like I got a little bit of space to find a bit more balance this week. My kids were on spring break, and I felt like the pressure of homeschool and, they also have like different, speech therapy, occupational therapy, all that, the intensity of all that going on was lifted a bit this week, and I got a bit of time to breathe and do some forward planning. Because I think when all of this hit, like you were just like thrown into homeschooling, working from home, whatever, like it was just survival, and it still is just survival, but just a bit of space to kind of figure this all out. I took a little bit more flexibility with work and spent some time with the kids, so it was a good week.
That's awesome. I wasn't sure how it was going to play out for parents because I know the parenting and the homeschooling was a lot, so I'm glad to hear it was a good break. That's a great high. What about you, Kathy? What was your high point?
So it was really good. I mean, it was one of those things that so I do U.S. tax is my day job, and so what is usually so what is normally, and people are like, do you really do tax? But I do try. I dabble in a lot of things, but so. But April 15th is usually the end. That marks the end of like a really, really intense period of time. So Feb, March, and April tend to be an astronomically really challenging time every year. Last year we had U.S. tax reform. This year we've had different challenges brought in by this working from home and everything. So that was this week. It was super anticlimactic in some ways, but we got through it. So I was really proud of myself of getting through it, and our team as well, and really grateful from my family for supporting that. I guess that's another thing that we're just talking about is grateful, but but really it was a high because I didn't think we could do it. I didn't know if we could do it. I hoped we could do it, but it was a really sense of accomplishment. And I gotta give a little shout out to my girl Anne, because she was like, Kathy, it's April 15th. We should have a drink. And it was kind of sad to have the drink by myself. So I got to have it with someone being like, I know it was really hard. And it's it's hard to be working at 2 a.m. at midnight, staring at screens when you're trying to push on and help your clients and dealing with lots of staff issues. So that was my high to get through that major milestone.
That's awesome, because it sounds like it was also a lot of hard work, like probably some low points in there to get to the high, and that's got to be, I don't know, that's comforting.
Yeah. Every year it's a major accomplishment. So I got to turn on the light, but it was but it was a really good thing to get through. So it was going to be a high regardless, and I think we actually did a really good job of it.
Yay! Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Megs, what's your high?
My high was definitely, it's usually, I guess, what everyone kind of is enjoying but also hating at the same time, is lots of family time. So, yeah, I mean, it's being able to spend so much time with the three of us, me, my husband, and my little girl. And it's just been really nice to have that quality family time that you're forced into, but also it's you really appreciate it more, I think, now.
Yeah, family time. No, that's awesome. Good stuff. Mine was Dustin's birthday was on Sunday, my brother's birthday, and so and it was Easter weekend, and it was just like we got together with a bunch of people on Zoom, and we drank too much and just had a lot of fun and had really good food, and I don't know, it was like making the best of this situation, and we had such a good day. Like, it was just a lot of fun. We paid the price for it the next day, but it was really good. So I think my high point for the weekend or the week was definitely Dustin's birthday. It was good.
Aww.
Yeah. Cheers to the highs, ladies. I'm glad
Cheers to Dustin's birthday. Every highs.
For sure.
You were a good sister for setting that all up for him too. You really
so great.
We had fun. Low points. Okay, so this part can sometimes be a little bit sad, but it's good to just let that stuff go and get a chance to talk about it with people who love you. So on that note, Kathy, will you kick off the lows for us? What was your low?
I really like a good depressing song. I like to start low. This is where we go. I like a good cry. So I think for my low, it was kind of like a mixture of things. So I think it actually took me a little while to figure out like what was the lowest low for the week.
How low can I go?
Like, how low can you go? And I think it blossomed in this beautiful moment of lowness, and it was when they took the beach away, which was really sad because I had just started going to the beach with Luke, and it was a time that that him and I could have together and like go look at fish, and it was bringing a passion of swimming, not like, I guess a passion's a strong word, but like something that I really enjoyed doing and like doing and had grown up doing. And it was also a time for me to have alone time. So when they took that away, it was just like one thing that we used as a refuge for the low. And then I think it like brought on some like anxiety that you were just like, oh my God, this is just going to be tough. Like, this is going to be one more tough thing, and it's like you're just trying to adapt and be positive about things, and I just felt anxious about it, and I thought my anxiety like sort of won a little bit this week, and I felt a little bit low about that, like, but I popped a half a Xanax and felt a lot better.
Thanks for sharing that, because like that's how the lows roll, and like you get sad about something, and then all the other things that maybe you weren't paying attention to kind of pile in, and it all becomes a lot. So that freedom of the beach, that part sucked. That part, right? Yeah. So I get it. And each time something else happens in this period where it's low, it just, I think everything kind of hurts or stings a little bit more. So anyway, thanks for sharing that. Megs, what's your low?
Well, also the beaches, I guess, as a overall blanket of, that was my meditation time where I'd do a big walk, like at 6, 7 a.m. So I couldn't do that on my own anymore. But even worse than that was probably changing a nappy and, stuff ended up on me that was pretty bad, and it was a bad one. So for me, that was worse. I'd say. But it's part of life, so it's fine, It could be worse.
I love the realness of this conversation. I thought the beach was bad, but then getting shit on was worse.
I also had throw everything out. Just throw everything in the garbage. It doesn't matter like how expensive it was. Throw your clothes, some baby clothes out. Just throw everything out.
Yeah, and I lasted a whole year without that happening. Believe it or not.
Wow.
So that's why I'm like, I can't believe that's just happened. But anyway, it's part of life, right? So.
I don't mean to laugh at your low, but I didn't.
It is fun.
A little bit. I enjoyed that. And what's your low?
I had one day this week where I just felt like the house was caving in. The house was just trash because I got out. I let the kids do so many different crafts, and I just felt like my house had just literally blown up. The washing machine broke. Like, I had laundry stacking up. I had a bunch of things going at work, and I just was like, you have those moments where you're like, how am I actually going to do this? Like, how am I actually going to get through this? The kids are super cranky and whiny, and the house is just destroyed. So that was just a moment of like, oh, I don't know how I'm actually going to do this. And then I had one funny low where I decided that I was going to give my 9-year-old a haircut. And I got out the clippers, and in my head I was gonna give him this like really cool 90s skater cut, where they like shave one side and then it's like all over, except like the first round it looked really good, but I kind of got addicted to the clippers. I got really excited about it, and I thought I was really good at it. And so then I was like, well, I just need to go back in and fix some stuff. And so now, like, the skater cut, like, starts right here. And it's just, like, a fluffy mess with, like, kind of, like, a wonky shaved side. And it looks terrible. And he knows it looks terrible. And I'm trying to convince him, like, at this stage, we should just shave your head. But he refuses to let me shave his head. So I'm trying to figure out what to actually do. I'm going to send you guys pictures and maybe you can help me. I was trying to figure out if I can just give him a mohawk at this stage, but I don't trust myself. I don't know. It's a mess. It doesn't look good.
It's amazing. Maybe he can be on next week and talk about his low. Oh, family trauma.
Yeah, like, how's he doing with all this, Anna?
I got so excited. I was like, I got this. Like, I think I'm really good at this. And I just couldn't stop. I should have walked away. I just couldn't.
That is the confidence that I love of you, Anne. Like,
yeah.
I've never cut hair, but I'm going to kill it.
Yeah. And didn't realize.
I really did. I really thought
I'm gonna nail it.
I'm amazing at this. This is so clever.
Like, oh, you like fancy like haircutting people. You got nothing.
Yeah.
But they have so much.
Never mind, the cut she was choosing was a cool 90s skater do. Like, first time judgment is impaired. Like, here on, mommy's just gonna do a little cut.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah, a little bit. No, that's good. Mine was probably Tuesday. I maybe it was part of the hangover blues, like since hangovers now come in 48-hour periods. But I had been on a business call, coaching call, and like a coaching program I'm in, and they were sharing this tool with us called this feelings wheel. And like, it's interesting. I don't know if other people have seen it, but it like segments your feelings into the basic 7 feelings and then spans out into all these other things. Anyway, I was feeling low on Tuesday, and I decided to pull out this tool and kind of look at it to be able to understand it more. And I just realized that I was like really missing a friend, like really, really missing somebody. And it just felt like shit, really low. So yeah, so that was mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Karen.
Thanks.
Love you. Cheers.
Love you guys too.
What are you drinking?
Dirty, hot and dirty martini. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
like hot, like you put like red chili pepper flakes in that, or is it just like warm?
jalapeno juice.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds so good.
Fancy cocktails over at the Kersey house.
I have time.
This entire quarantine, I've been so jealous of the Kersey cocktails.
I was whipping up banana mudslides on Sunday.
I know. I saw them on Zoom.
They were delicious. Okay, so we're gonna let those lows go and sayonara. See that later. And yeah, exactly. Later, you. And for the gratefuls, Megs is gonna kick us off. Megs, what are you grateful for?
Well, a bit the same in terms of like family time. But definitely, especially yesterday when I was like, I have to clean the house, finally, like clean the bathrooms and stuff. Grateful for my cleaner. I miss her, you know. Yeah. Such a, first world problem, but like I do. I miss not having to worry about that. It was nice, and yeah, it's just a pain in the butt, really. But anyway, it's not that big a deal. I can deal with it. And now the house is spotless and good, so it's all worth it.
Yeah. Cheers to the people who help us do everything.
Yes, absolutely.
I miss them. And what are you grateful for?
It really comes probably back down to the kids. Like I'm getting so much really good moments with them. Just some really quality time that's uninterrupted and it's not pressured to, okay, what's next? What's happening? I mean, the days are crazy and chaotic, but when the school day or the work day is over, I don't have the pressure of trying to do, 20 things at night or different things. I'm just getting a lot of time, a lot of outside activity time with them because I'm so focused on trying to keep them active. And so we're going for walks at night and just talking. And I love that. Or just going for bike rides. It's really nice. And, I'm actually getting a lot of decent time with my friends. I think we're all making an effort to talk to each other more. So my friends like you guys, or I have a group of high school girlfriends who, we normally only talk, a few times a year, but right now we've been doing weekly talks and, supporting each other. 3 of my girlfriends back home got laid off their jobs and like we're all supporting each other, talking through it, and just, being each other's support network. So it's been, I'm very grateful for all that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It is bringing people closer together. That is
it. It really is. Yeah.
Kathy, what are you grateful for?
So I think it was, Anne, what you just said, like about the job security, like the fact that like I've got a paycheck coming in and that I can put food on the table. And I know that sounds like, oh, of course you are. You work for, like they're going to fire you during tax season, but maybe now they will. But now that someone's like, we used you, now you're gone. But like, I mean, in all fairness, like I think it's been a very humbling experience because when you realize that a lot of people are losing their jobs and that's going to have a really major mental health impact. And it's not just the fact that you may miss rent or you may not be able to pay your mortgage. I think I'm just so grateful that I have so much and that I haven't lost that yet. And so I just felt really grateful the fact that we have a big account and that we could put money in we could go buy groceries. And it sounds so simple, but like that kind of made me feel really just like happy.
There's so many people that are losing their jobs right now. I think it's absolutely something to be grateful for.
It's so devastating. It's so devastating.
I have, like I said, a tight circle of friends from home, like girlfriends, and there's 7 of us, and 3 of them have lost their jobs. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah. And like, I know that like Greg's job is going to change right now. He's in real estate and commission, and I'm kind of like, that's okay. As long as we have like my job and that we're able to do this. But I just know that there's so many people that are like, I mean, in Cayman, it's so interesting too. Like the tourism industry, like these people are like some of them have, like they came here like, to move here and to like, with this like great idea and this great promise and this great dream. And now all of a sudden it's just been taken. And so they're like, go home. Like there's nothing for you here. And it's devastating. So like, I'm just so grateful that I have like such a wonderful like home and foundation here right now.
Yeah. I was feeling for people that are going home that don't want to, right? Or aren't ready.
Yeah. That's just shitty.
That you're right, that wanted to build a life here and we're excited about it and have contributed to society here and we don't even get to say goodbye to them and stuff. It's rough. My grateful would be I'm super grateful for like how people are looking at their shit, like how people are looking at the things that they want a little differently. Like I'm really grateful for the work that I'm getting to do because I'm seeing a lot of shifts with people right now. Like there's a lot of energy around like if not now, when? Like the circumstances have changed so much and it's gotten so extreme. And if you're not going to start paying attention to like what you want and go after it or make changes for yourself, like if you're not going to do it in this environment, I don't know when you're going to do it, sort of thing. And I see more people kind of like going like, why do I put up with that? Or why am I doing this? Or why am I not doing that? I don't know, it's inspiring. It's really cool. So I'm really grateful for people that are just looking at what they're doing and in a different way through this experience, like to actually make it matter, right? Like it's a huge thing, and to make it matter.
Do you think it's going to be a lasting thing, or do you think it's going to be something that is going to be forgotten?
So like when I compare it back to Ivan and the changes that I saw, like, no, there was a backslide and stuff. I don't think the world, I think there's certain circumstances that are going to change in the world that will make it harder for there to be a backslide. But like even some of the basic things, like, you know, this martyrdom we have about going to work sick, like where people go to work when they shouldn't be at work. Like there's some prize for going on your sick day when
That's true.
all you do is infect other people. And if nothing else happens from this whole thing, like if people just like stay home and rest, like there's no hero prize for going and infecting your colleagues. Like, I don't know, that might be a nice like little adjustment or something. So I'm not expecting that is what I'm afraid of, Kathy, is like that the things that even I've been appreciating, like I love getting up in the morning and having my meditation practice and doing my journaling and like doing my routine before I dive into my day. And I know that if it went back to the real world, I would end up compromising that for billable time or whatever, right? And it's like, why? Like, so I get the pull back, but I guess I'm just really hopeful that, I don't know, that even like for myself alone that I'll make that commitment. And I guess I'm liking the cool things I'm hearing of what other people are seeing and going, I think I could bring this forward into the real world. And even seeing people's like resistance shift to remote working, right? Like people who are like, you can't be in the office and be productive. You just can't. It's like, okay, well, now you have to. So I don't know. There's going to be some shifts to that. I don't know how sticky it'll get, how long.
I think I'm definitely going to work from home once a week. But it depends how long the home's
No, I'm definitely going to work from home once a week too.
Yeah, it's possible, it's feasible. Yeah, so I already think that I plan on doing at least one day a week.
Yeah.
From Kathy's house.
I know, from like somewhere like somewhere remote.
So that's the part about like reflecting on what's happened in the past, and now this part's about like projecting for the future and the week going forward, and it's about making some commitments, like just something simple. It doesn't have to be huge, whatever, but something that you want to shift over the next 7 days. What kind of commitment are you making? We'll start with. And Kathy, what kind of commitment?
Oh, I'd start with a commitment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to commit to, I never really get an answer for this. Like, here's the thing I'm going to commit to. I'm going to commit to like trying to actually hold to a little bit of a schedule next week. Like I've been very like all over the place, but now that work is supposed to settle down, I'm going to commit to like, I'll do like a little bit more time with like Luke, with the kid, a little more time with Greg, and just be a little bit more scheduled with my week, because I've just been like, oh, it's work. And so I have completely blended the boundaries to like a thing where they say that's one of those risk things that you do, is like blending. There's no boundary, and there has been no boundary. So I'm gonna try to do some boundaries and give a little bit of a structure to like our family, like time and family life. So
Nice.
I'm gonna commit to it.
All right. Well,
I'm also going to commit to, this is very important, is there is a show. Am I answering the question?
Commitment? Yeah. Your picture froze.
I think she just froze.
She froze.
She froze smiling, so that's a win.
I think I lost a little bit.
There you are. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm also going to commit to finishing. I've only got like 3 or 4 episodes left to, it's a Netflix show called Too Hot to Handle, and it's terrible, but I'm going to finish it. Like, I highly recommend it, and it's going to make you feel better about yourself in your life. But it's very good. I'm so excited, but I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it hard.
Yeah. I support this commitment. Anything I can do to help you achieve greatness on this one, I'm down. Watch Love is Blind yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
No, oh yeah, done.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Okay. All right.
I feel like Love is Blind is going to be the new Tinder, you know, in the
God, it
coronavirus
was
world.
brilliant.
Because you know, you're not going to
Absolutely.
real dates. I feel like people are really like latch on to the pod dating.
So true. So true. Megs, what's your commitment?
Me? Definitely reading to Ruby more. Dan's got a lot of patience for it, and I tend not to. So I'm going to try and do a bit more reading with Ruby, my daughter, every day.
Oh, nice. What are you going to
playing and stuff like that? And I'm like, I should probably start properly reading as opposed to, you know, a couple of pages or whatever. But yeah.
All right. What are you going to read to her?
She's got a lot of books. Actually from you and Anne, I think, as well. So, yeah, so I think, there's a whole bunch of them. She likes ones that make noise and like farm animal noises, so probably more of those. But yeah, just everything really, and just kind of carving out some time, a bit like Kathy, like carving out some time to do that.
Yeah. Not going to get her hooked on Us Weekly or People too soon?
Maybe.
Too soon?
Win-win. Win-win.
Yeah.
That's true.
And what's your commitment?
You know, throughout this entire process, I've just been advocating to all of my managers that work at DMS about flexibility. You know, we have a lot of working parents, moms and dads. It's not just about working moms and dads that are trying to homeschool and work. And I just said, you know, we're all professionals. Just give them flexibility. Don't expect them to be online, you know, from 8 to 5 or whatever those hours are. You know, they'll figure it out. Give them flexibility. I just don't think I've allowed myself the same flexibility. I feel like I'm trying to do everything. So I think my commitment to myself is to give myself a bit more flexibility. If I'm going to take, you know, 8:30 to 10 to just focus on homeschooling for the kids and not do calls, you know, I'm gonna do that. So I'm just giving myself a little bit more space with that.
Nice. That's a good one.
It's good. It's really good structure though. Like if you can like give yourself that time and then I'm not going to feel like shit about it for the rest of the like 11 to 2. And then you're like, I'm done, like with that guilt and everything. I think it's really good.
It's so weird because I always advocate for everybody else where I'm like, everybody else should be doing this. And I don't do it myself. It's really weird. So I just need to stop that.
Cobbler's kids have no shoes. Same analogy, right?
Yeah.
You do it for everybody else. You don't do it for yourself.
And not to interrupt here, another one I thought it was like so important what you just said is like so many people say like, oh, working moms. It's working parents. And I'm so tired of just being like working moms. It's like working parents. Like can we just start using that more often? Otherwise it's gonna be like the same old stuff that we're battling every time.
Smart. I like it.
Yeah.
Mine is trying to focus on the next most important thing. Like my focus has been all over the place and scattered. And so I like just always trying to like, I'm thinking about too much. I'm worrying about too much and lots of it's outside of my control. And so to really just try to dial it back and be present to what is the next most important thing and just really move forward with that. So that's what I'm looking to commit to. Like that's what I'm committing to over the next week.
Are you gonna like write like goals? Like how, like what's the one of the things that you're gonna try to do to help that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have my weekly preview here, my plan for what I intend to achieve next week. So, and I've narrowed it down to a top 3 to make it reasonable. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Good for you.
We'll see.
That's so good. I love that. I think it's great.
I just really need to even be more present, like, because I end up 10 thoughts away from where I started, and it's like, oh, and then I forget. Like, my oven broke on Monday, and it took me till today to, like, get it fixed, because I'd think about it when the place was closed. I'd think about it when I first wake up, forget about it all day, and then think about it when I go to make dinner, but the place is closed, right? So I just need to be like one thing at a time and focus on that.
Isn't it amazing? Like you're like, you know, there's that theory. It's like, oh, well, if you can just be really efficient and focused for like 8 hours, you get so much done. But like, you can't do that. Like, it's like it's
thing at a time.
I want to congratulate everyone on the Zoom call for not saying like, I'm going to commit to showering.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I won't commit to that.
That's like weeks away.
That's
Kathy.
unattainable.
Yeah.
I'm way more realistic than that.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last question is about requests, because it's a reminder that we're all in this together. And so you can be making requests of somebody on this call, you can be making requests out into the universe, whatever, but like just remembering that, you know, you're not alone in this. So what kind of request are you looking to make right now, Megan?
Just, I guess, because my family lives so far away in Australia, you know, my mum lives alone now, so it's more a request of myself to remember to call her pretty much every day as opposed to 3 times a week, you know, because, you know, she's on her own, she's older, you know, they've closed her gym and things like that, so it's kind of, for me, just kind of setting that up so that at least I remember to contact her more. I mean, she contacts me as well, but
yeah,
just putting that in place a little bit more, especially because of the circumstances, it's just really important. And I'm the same as you, like, then I, you know, get to the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I should have called mum or whatever. So, you know, it's just kind of setting that precedent for myself to reach out to her a lot more often.
I like it. So we're requesting, I don't know, connection with Megan's mom. All right, I love it. And what's your request?
I think everyone should just check in with people more often. You don't need to have Zoom calls. You don't need to have official, phone calls or whatever it may be. But just check in with everybody, make sure they're okay. I think everybody's going through this in different ways and in very different situations. So check in with people and just be understanding. I've seen so many people, you know, that unfortunately on social media that are so judgy and so over the top and so preachy about different people's situations, or, you know, whether or not you should be paying school fees or whether or not you should, you know, and I just feel like everybody just needs to have a bit more understanding that everybody's in this together and, you know, trying to navigate a lot of complicated situations. So.
Yeah, so true. And everybody copes a little bit differently. It doesn't make it wrong or right. It's just different. Yeah, I love it. Good call. Kathy, what's your request?
So it's like a little bit on the back of Anne's. It's empathy. I just hope everybody has a little bit of empathy for everyone. I'm fascinated by all the social media conversations, and I just think what we're missing on that is that everybody's like kind of trying to have like,
I can see a bug on your arm.
I think one got my ass the other just a second ago. It's already itching.
God.
I'm outside because my family is all everywhere all the time. So I'm outside
And
hiking.
I'm so grateful.
Like,
So grateful. Hashtag blast.
Amazing. But yeah, it would be great if everybody, like, you know, like something was like, so we were sitting there and we were going for a beach swim when it was allowed, like following protocol. But Greg was like, oh, there's a girl on the beach and she's reading a book. And I was like, you know what? She's not doing anyone any harm. She's by herself. It was like in a very quiet part of the beach. And I was like, she may be having the worst day of her like life, and she needed to just go do something that like was outside. Maybe she's in an abusive relationship. Who knows? Like maybe she's just like reading a terrible book and she's a terrible human being. But I kind of doubt it. So, but I do think like empathy will go a long way, and just realizing this is impacting everyone in very different ways, and so we're all like. This isn't like something that's targeting one person, but we're all going to feel very different about it. And so I just wish we had, I hope, for a little bit of empathy for the next week.
I like that. Maybe she was reading the COVID soft curfew regulations and hadn't made it.
Potentially, perhaps. Or maybe she was reading Storytelling by Tori Spelling. I don't know.
Who knows? But you're right. Everybody's, it's weird. We're all on the same journey, but at our own pace and based on perspective. So yeah, if we can give everybody a bit of slack and worry maybe a little less about everybody else and just focus on our like where we're at, not on ourselves, but like just check yourself and think about that.
Yeah.
I think
I'm also fundamentally worried about like domestic violence, but that's a whole other topic for a different day.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
But I'm sure I'm gonna lose some sleep over that tonight.
That's a big one for sure. My request would be like permission to call me on if I'm not following through on my commitment. Like if you notice if we're talking that I'm like, I don't know, too worrying or awfulizing or like too many steps ahead instead of like, then please just kind of give me a nudge of like, hey, you're not doing the thing you wanted to do. And then even if I tell you to fuck off, just know I love you anyway. But yes, permission and request that, please. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
I'll call you on
I
it.
like that.
Awesome.
The
So,
accountability is really nice. Everybody froze.
oh, no.
No, we're not. Just you.
Just,
So on that note, ladies, tell me a little
Everybody froze
bit,
smiling.
what did you think of the structure? Like, did you enjoy the conversation? How did it flow for you?
yeah, it's good for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to see your faces.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so, and we didn't actually say anything wildly inappropriate either, so I'm kind of proud of us.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good structure and really kept the conversation going, so it was great.
that's cool. Cool. Well, thank you guys very much. I'm going to stop record so we can get to the good stuff. But I love you. And thanks, everybody, for listening. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, guys.